some body groove music.
We could have done that this morning.
Could have done that. Next time. Okay, welcome. I am Charlotte, running a little bit late because it's second Saturday and that's how we do. Welcome to Charlotte So Natural in Newton, Kansas, and I hope that you have joined us because you are doing the blocks and you miss us. You miss coming to the store like we have done for years and years, but I really, someday this will just be a little memory, like remember those months we couldn't come? It won't seem like forever, which is what it seems like now. So anyway, welcome. I hope you're having a great Saturday morning. It's a little bit foggy out there, so it probably wouldn't have been the best morning to start driving for Newton if you lived out of town. And I just wanted to touch on a few things today. We have, of course, the Central Kansas Quilt Shop Hop coming up. And that, again, is another large group, traditionally a large group event. And we have it scheduled for October 1st, which is a Thursday. And now we have changed and extended the timeline so that it's going to go through 3 Saturdays and end at the end of the day at 5 o'clock on Saturday, October 17th. I better say that 4 o'clock. Double check me on that. We are going to be running extended hours the first 4 days, which is what we have advertised. So we will be here on Thursday, October 1st until 8 p.m., starting at 9 a.m. in the morning until 8 p.m. Friday, October 2nd, the same date times. Saturday, the same times, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, only one Sunday in the event, and that is going to be 11 to 4. Then the rest of the days through October 17th, it's going to be all of the stores have agreed to be open, even if they weren't regularly open on those days, and they should be in their stores 10 to 4 on Monday through Friday and Saturday. Sunday will be closed the second weekend, and then we will end on the third Saturday. So the way this works is you can come to any of the 10 stores, and you can find that on Facebook. Just search Central Kansas Quilt Shop Hop, or you can just Google Central Kansas Quilt Shop Hop. We have our own website, and see the list of the 10 shops. They range from Winfield and Wellington in the south to McPherson in the north to Alden in the west and Severy in the east. And then we're right here in the middle. So that is kind of big news because we hope that you will plan your trip with your friends so that you aren't part of a big wave in one location that can't accommodate you. So now we have 3 buildings, so we're hoping we're going to be able to space it out a little bit better. And anyway, so that's enough on the shop hop for today, but I just want you to know that that is the new plan, and you can start making your plans, so we hope to see you then. We also have some new classes coming up that I want to be sure to remind you of. Starting in next week, Mary is doing a new sampler class, and I may have to pull this out of the bag. This is a sampler written by Fig Tree and Joanna Figuero, and she has some really interesting blocks. There are some applique blocks in there. If you really, really, really have an aversion to applique, I would ask you to come with an open mind if you like this sampler, because that's part of what makes it interesting, but you could opt to not do the applique and do a piece. You can also do whatever colors you want. This is the cover shown. We have some kits going to be available when the rest of the fabrics arrive in this Halloween coloring or fall coloring. But you can do it in any colors you want. If purple is your favorite color, you can do it in all purples. If you like purple, pink, and turquoise, same thing. So we can do whatever you need, and we can help you pick those fabrics. And that is next Thursday. The day class is at 10:15. It runs for about an hour and a half, and it's a lecture demo only. You don't have to bring your sewing machine or any cutting supplies or anything. It's a lecture demo. And there's an evening class at 6:30. And same thing, it'll go probably, oh, I'm sorry, it is been pushed up. The people who are already signed up said they would like to come at 5:30. So we're doing that at 5:30. So come straight from work. Take off work just a little bit early if you need to get here. And that'll be a great class. Mary always does a great class. As a matter of fact, there's a great video. If you go to our YouTube channel, there's a great video of her last class where they were showing their finished quilt tops, and in some cases finished quilts, from the class that just ended now in August. So anyway, we have a few new items. We have actually a lot of new items, but I just chose a few to share with you. We have some pre-cuts. There was recently, I think it was over the holiday weekend on the 4th, Moda did a honey bun sew-along. So we have some great honey buns to choose from if you had a chance to see that, or if you want to go into see that. These are 1.5 inches. This is Glad Tidings from Joe Morton. These are Dear Christmas, that features the little deer. And these are 1.5 inches wide by the width of the fabric. And there's some fun little projects to do for that. Simple, if you are a newbie, or if you're looking for something fast to do, those are great. Cafe Fawcett, we have wonderful pre-cuts from his collective right now. These come in a variety of shapes and sizes. This is the 2.5 inch. There are 40 2.5-inch strips. This is called the Hot Collection because the fabrics are all warm. So is this one. This is 6-inch strips by the full 42 inches wide, and there are 20 of them in here. This is the 5-inch charm pack. Again, there are 40 pieces in there, and they are 5 inches square. And this is the 10-inch, and that is also the Hot Collection. So I think I decided to get all the hot because we're hot here. All right. The other thing I want to just pull into your consciousness, these are some samples of this year's Kim Deal Club, and we start that over again in January. There's a larger one here. The one that's coming in January is, this isn't a very good print, but the colors are just a little bit fresher this year. There's a little bit more color, maybe a little colorful would be the way to describe it. And the way this works is each month there's a different project. They're not very large. These are range from 14 by 14 up to largest looks like it's 30 by 31, which is probably just about what this one is. So the prices on the kits is very reasonable, and Mary does a nice job of giving you tips on working with the small pieces, the different shapes. It's a great club full of camaraderie. All women at this point, well, men are welcome to join us. Anybody can join this class. We have just a real nice social gathering at the time. So again, hopefully in January we won't have trouble with the size of classes, but we'll just play that as it is. And that always meets on the afternoon and evening of the second Thursday of the month. Okay, take a breath. I didn't go too fast there. I have, I want to just cover the block for today. Today it is Sam. Now if you have any kind of memory at all, which I had to think about this. Okay, we're back. We're doing, this is based on the Brady Bunch. The names of the blocks are based on the Brady Bunch. And so it's called the Filmore quilt, and we learned early on that the Filmore was the school that the kids went to, so that was pretty random. But Sam, does anybody remember who Sam is? Well, when I looked up the years, again, of when the Brady Bunch originally played, those were not years, the last couple of years were not years that I was watching television. So, Sam was the boyfriend of the housekeeper. And they actually get engaged in the last season. And I guess if you've watched, which I haven't seen, the after the Brady Bunch, the movie following up the Brady Bunch. They're married, and there's some big thing where he gives her a bowling ball for instead of an engagement ring. So anyway, hilarity ensued. But anyway, so this is Sam. I don't know the character at all, but I thought this block was kind of boring. So maybe Sam was boring. But anyway, here's our block of Sam. So it's very, very simple. We're taking it easy this month. As you can see, you don't need to cut very much. This is, let me get see if I can get the block back here. You're cutting out of the background fabric, you're cutting 2 large squares, 2 medium squares, and 2 rectangles. There are 3 fabric colors in your kit, so we're cutting 2 size rectangles and 2 squares from one of the colors. So just check your kit and kind of pencil it out to see which ones you should really be using, because if you cut the wrong one, it will not work. So there's our block. It goes together very simply. We just take a square and sew these together, and then sew this onto that, and we have a square, and you repeat that. This one you're sewing 1 large square to the smaller rectangle, and then that. This one, obviously, we're going to press it towards the darker fabric. When we were sewing this one, we're going to sew this seam and then press it towards the darker. But there are no matching seams on this, so this is just a very, for you guys, you've been through much tougher already this year, so not a problem. That's Sam. If you reverse it, you can make a totally different block using the same shapes. So this is the same one with a smaller square and a larger square. And I just reversed the background with these. So here is, get this up. So that is it reversed. So just an idea, if this is, because it's such a simple block, it'd be something fun to do if you were trying to put together a simple throw for somebody and wanted to be more than just patchwork, but not too much more. So anyway, that is a good block to know about. Alrighty. One other thing I wanted to mention, because we have not been doing a lot with classes and demos here in the store, and we have done some that we've put on video, but there is so much happening on the internet, so many good things, and honestly, my interest is selling fabric. I love selling fabric. I love playing with fabric, so I have to sell some to support my habit. It's sort of the bottom line. So I like to guide you towards anybody else who's helping you in a good way to make projects that are really fun. And so I saw a couple recently that really interested me, and I thought, well, those would be fun sew-alongs. They're called sew-alongs or quilt-alongs. QAL is the abbreviation for it. And I'm going to talk a little bit today about one that is coming up that Jaybird is doing. Jaybird has the Sidekick and the Super Sidekick rulers, has the Hex and Hex and More rulers, and she has a lot of different patterns, Jaybird quilts. She also has coming up a quilt-along using Tula Pink's True Colors fabrics, and they're going to start this in January. So if you are interested in that, we have the True Color fabrics What we do not have in today is on reorder, and we'll be back in November. But we actually have, or at least by the 1st of December, I'm sure. So we have a lot of them right now. And if you were trying to make a collection, it would be not bad to buy a few at a time. So you could come in and get some of them now and then get some of them in November or December. So anyway, I wanted to show you a little bit about this ruler. She is starting, she has right now, well, the name of the quilt along is Nebula. And it's a little bit, it's not really complex, especially when you break it down, which is what she's doing right now. She has a program called Journey to Nebula. And if you just Google that, you can go to YouTube right now. There are, I think there are two, at least 2 sessions on there. And I was able to watch them last night. I haven't signed up for anything. So I was able to just go to YouTube and view them and see what she's doing. So Seaside Runner is the pattern that she's working with. And we carry that pattern here in the store. We have the side kick in. And we also have the super side kick, and you can do what she's doing right now, Seaside, with either one. So hopefully you can take a look at that, and if you're interested, come in and get those. We also have the Hexenmore. The Hexenmore she's going to be using in the next couple of weeks, and the idea of this Journey to Nebula is to get you familiar with the rulers and how to use them as the tools for cutting the shapes, so that when you get all the fabrics and in January they start doing the quilt along for the big project Nebula, you'll be ready to go. You won't be going, how do I use this ruler? What do I do with it? So that's the point of Journey to Nebula, and it's free online, so I would take advantage of it if I were you and were interested in that. Or if you've ever bought one of these rulers and now are going, what am I supposed to do with this? So the other thing that I ran into lately, actually a couple of gals in Kansas City, and they are doing a tinsel tree. This is one of their patterns, and it is a $12 pattern, and they are doing a quilt along starting this week, September 14th. And this is 2 sizes. What's showing here, I believe, is the large one, the throw size, which is 70 by 73, and then there's a small one that's 28 by 35. And you can use any kind of fabric as long as you have a contrast going for the tree, it will work out fine. So this is a series of 60-degree triangles being cut and sewn together, and she is, they are suggesting the Creative Grid 60-degree triangle ruler, which we do carry. So we have here in the store both their pattern and the rulers they're going to be carrying. And there are different sizes depending on, there are 2 different sizes referred to get to the throw size or the wall hanging size. But where these 2 things meet, Jaybird and the Creative Grid's 60-degree ruler, the tinsel tree, is in the Hexenmore. And the Hexenmore actually cuts the 60-degree triangle shape in addition to other shapes, the hexagon, the half hexagon. When you open this ruler, do not throw this away. This is very important. This is a complete, beautifully color illustrated instruction, printed all on one piece of paper so that you can't lose the sheets. She thought of everything. So this shows you the shapes that are being cut, how many can be cut out of different size strips. It has all kinds of good information, but what I'm interested in right now today is the triangle. So that is this shape right here, and the triangle is cut out of this bottom portion of the Hexenmore ruler. And if you cut a strip 4.5 inches wide, you can cut many 60-degree triangles. It has a blunt tip, so that goes on one straight edge. The line, the 4.5-inch triangle line, goes on the other. So you would take that and you would cut. And then you would turn this around and you would take that and you would cut. So you can just keep going cutting rulers. If you want it smaller, you can cut a 3.5-inch width. If you want it even smaller, you could cut 2.5-inch width. You can even cut 1.5-inch triangles out of a pre-cut honey bun. And clearly, you could cut the 2.5 out of a jelly roll. And if you wanted to use your 6-inch to cut a 4.5-inch strip, you could cut that out of the design roll. So let me show you how those go together. So when you are sewing these together, if you don't have a blunt tip off of the end, you're going to end up with all these dog ears. If you have cut with a blunt ruler, you don't have the dog ears, and you also know, whoops, where to match it. Where's my last seam? There it is. So because this had the blunt and that one was blunt, I knew exactly how to match those together and line those up. So this ruler is truly handy and versatile if you understand how to use it, which is why I would recommend, she hasn't gotten to it yet, but in her Journey to Nebula, she's going to cover this ruler. So today, this is our special offer for our second Saturday participants. This is 25% off the Filmore ruler, and you just have to mention that to us or order it. You can comment in the comments and we will have one for you. We have certain number of them today, and you know how that works, that we have quite a few, but if we run out, we'll special order them and have them in early next week. So anyway, that is the special of the day. The Filmore ruler is 25% off. How much is it, you might ask originally? It was $23.95. So I'm going to round that to 24, and 25% of 24 is 6, which will make it an $18 ruler today, probably 17 and change. So that is the special for the day, and again, it comes with this complete instruction sheet. One more thing, we're still wearing masks. I think I just took my mask off, and I want to show you some new product we got in. This is made by Mountain Mist. This is a breathable, high-efficiency filter media. It's perfect for DIY masks, easy to use. It's machine washable. There's a 3-yard piece in here, 24 inches wide by 3 yards for $21.99. This is a new product. I am not certain how it differs from traditional polyester batting, but it feels thicker and denser. I'll just tell you that right off the bat. And I think that it says it's a high efficiency filtering material. We also have, right now we have elastic in stock, 10 yards for $5.90, that's 59 cents a yard. We also have a new product for mask nose bars. And you can buy these. We have a packet of 100 for $9.99, and these are flexible. And again, these appear to be made by 3M. They're stamped by 3M on the back. And we have broken it down so you can buy a package of just 10 for $1.50. So those are nose bars that make your mask fit a little bit better and help cut down on fogging of the glasses. All that is new in the store. I just ran across this. I forgot to mention this. This is a great product. It's a spray-on product. If you find that any of your rulers are too slippery coming out of the package, which these Jaybird rulers might be a little bit slippery, this is a good product to spray on the back of the ruler to keep it from slipping. It's called Grippy. There, I've run out of things within my reach to tell you about. We could take a tour of the store, but I think we've already gone long enough. And I see that some of the staff is starting to arrive. We open at 10 today, so we hope to see you soon. We're here until 4 o'clock. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I'm Charlotte from Charlotte's So Natural here in Newton, Kansas.